portraits are sketched on the floor. Girls selling orchids, 1 penny for 4. Soon there's a crowd at the caravan door of the concertina ballerina. Dressed in white satin with ribbon and lace, wearing the mask, she is hiding her face, dancing in time to a concertina. Harlequin knows he'd be lost without her. He was the star of his traveling fair, till the concertina ballerina. How can he tell her she stole his heart? Born without speaking, tears him apart. Harlequin dances alone on a stage. Minstrel is playing to lions in the cage. Pictures and portraits are sketched on the floor. She'll selling orchids, 1 penny for 4. So there's a crowd at the caravan door of the concertina ballerina. Harlequin dances alone on a stage. Minstrel is playing to lions in the cage. Pictures and portraits are sketched on the floor. She'll selling orchids, 1 penny for 4. So there's a crowd at the caravan door of the concertina ballerina.
Good evening, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you're in. Good morning, whatever. Is the light okay? I've got a white bit of this screen that sort of reflects in my spectacles, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's just the way it is. So listen, good to see you on this 23rd I can't believe that, 23 live streams that we've put together up to now. Lynn is running around in the background just checking stuff out. Yeah, we got some, yeah, she's pointing at things, expecting me to understand what it is she's pointing at, and then how to actually transfer that information into an acknowledgement of some kind. Yeah, we got some questions coming in. Right, let's get down to business. It's the last one of the year. It's Christmas. We've got a little tree there. Can you see it? Hold on. Where is it? We've actually got 8 trees in this house. 8. You know, so we've got some little ones in the smaller rooms and the big ones downstairs. You know, we sort of we get into all that sort of stuff. It's childish, I know, but we like it. So there we are. So this particular live stream, I thought it would be interesting. We get I get a big range of age groups that follow my stuff, and you know, a lot of them want to know. I've been in this game for a long time, as you probably know. You know, I've been around the block more than once. Let's put it like that. And a lot of people want to know how you sustain a career in the entertainment business. You know, in my case, it's more to do with, you know, the music business. It's not easy, I've got to be honest. It's hard, you know, to keep going without being out of work. So the idea of today's live stream is for those people who are trying to get into the business, if you're young, or those people that have been in it and maybe it hasn't, you know, it hasn't worked yet for them. You know, that's the key word, that yet. It doesn't, you know, one of the things that we're going to get into is you know, the attitude you have to have in order to get it to work. All right, so you know, anyone that's got any youngsters and all that that are interested in getting into the theatre, script writing, or writing songs and for all sorts of different things, then that's what this particular live stream is all about. Apart from all the usual stuff, as in we're going to go over the stuff that we've put up. I put up 6 lessons of this week, and of course we will discuss them, and anything you have any trouble with playing wise, anything you've been trying to figure out, fingerstyle things, blah blah blah. And I'm also going to be showing you how to you may have seen this before. It's a great little guitar, this. It's called a Vox Apache. So I played it on a tutorial a while ago. I think it was All Right Now. It drives drummers mad, that particular instrument, so I'll be showing you what that's all about in a minute. Right, so as I said, this is the 22nd, no it isn't, the 23rd live stream, all right? And as I always say, I've got my little notes here, mainly to see what songs I've done. It's all about you, okay? You're the ones that may keep these things going. I'll stay here for as long as you stay here. This one is particularly about the music business, but I know I've survived it for 50 years and hopefully still keep going. If you want to get into it, ask me questions. You know, this is your opportunity to find out how you know, anything you're not sure of. We can talk about record labels, live performances, okay, which is sort of dwindling a little bit now. Publishers, what does it mean to be signed to a publisher? How does it affect you if you write your songs? Theatre work, TV work, that sort of stuff. Film work, you know, iTunes, because a lot of people are going straight to iTunes now. TikTok, I mean, I've got something big happening on TikTok at the moment. I don't even know how to press the button to get on it, and yet we're getting 500,000 plays or streams a month with a song I did years ago with my brother Al. I'll talk to you about that. The song in question, by the way, is the one you've just heard. It's called Concertina Ballerina. It's an album track. It wasn't even a single, it was just an album track, but people have picked up on it, and bam, it's gone, it's up there, and it's dragging all the others with them, which is great. So what I want you to do is get those questions coming in as quickly as you can. Let's have a look at where we are now. Anything you're trying to play that you can't get right, obviously we're going to do that, you know, so it's up to you. All right, I want to special thanks to my Patreon members who keep all the free stuff going. If you want to join Patreon, you can see all the links, they're all over the place. Those people who just want to donate to the Tea and Coffee Fund, there's a little $sign I think at the bottom of this. You can do that. Super chat questions on here will be answered first because they just shine out like a shaft of gold while all around is dark. All right, they pop up, so if you want a super chat question answering if you put a donation in, that always comes up first. You don't have to donate if you don't want to, just ask me the question. If I see him, I'll answer whatever I can. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So how this thing's going to go, it's up to you. You're the one that decides, and you'll be the ones that decide when we end. All right, probably be an hour or something, an hour and a bit depending. Put some cheese on toast, going on downstairs, so I'm looking forward to that. So it'll be up to you whether or not I get to eat it or not. Okay, so what did we do what have we done up to now? These are the lessons that we put up last week. I did a thing showing you how to move around the neck using major runs. Okay, let me grab a guitar. Use this one. Okay, so it was, you know, an extension to the one that we did last time, with major runs. That's a good one to do, major runs. Oh, Lynn's got a Christmas hat on. Where's my hat?
Oh, okay.
You know, Lynn gave me the reindeer horns last time. I felt like a right plonker. So we did the major runs. That was a good one. Check that one out. That'll help you get around to
Just ask them to check the sound again, because a couple said it was a bit loud.
Oh,
But I put it up.
is the sound okay? Can you hear what I'm doing?
I
Okay,
have put it
because
up.
we get a couple of people saying they can't hear it.
I can hear it.
You know, but we got to be careful it doesn't distort. Probably some of my students, Lynn, they're deaf.
What?
Exactly. No, they aren't, seriously. You know, it's like turning your hearing aid on. Everything will come out in a wash. All right, so we did the major runs. That was one that we did. It's worth looking at that one. Then we did how to master finger picking. The word master, you know, we never master anything. We think we do, but we don't. And it was just training your fingers as to where, you know, where the strings live. That's really important. For example, if I'm playing D, you know, and you'll have heard this pattern. Sorry, I've just got to try and get it shot. So, you know, I just did a simple thing like that, training each finger as to where it lives. Okay, finger 1, finger 2, finger 3. And once they know where they live, and you play that all the time, something nice and simple. And then from there, you know, you can sort of see the way the same fingers occupy the same strings. And the fingers, once they know where they live, they automatically jump to that string. And that's what this lesson was all about. So if you're interested in fingerstyle, or you've got any questions about this particular lesson, then feel free. Now's your chance to shout out any questions. We did Folsom Prison Blues. Did I use a plaque? I can't remember. I think I did. I hear that train a-comin'. We did that one, didn't we? And I showed you how to do it in a few different ways using your fingers. Because doing that little thing with the plaque is quite tricky, you know. Where are we? Come on, I'll get into the shot. Everything works the wrong way around here. So I was 6 down up, 6 down up, 5 down up. Starting on the root note if you're on the E, and then bounce to the 5th. If I'm on the A, I will start on the root note and bounce to the 6th. If I'm on the B7th, the 3rd chord in the sequence, start on the 5th string, and then I'll have to bring this finger up to the F sharp note in order to bounce to that. So that was Folsom Prison Blues. Now I also showed you other ways of doing that. So say you found that difficult to do, you could sort of simplify it, really simplify it. Again, using the rule of the fingers, dit, dit, dit. Okay? Simple like that. There's a barrel in the marketplace. Marley is the singer with the band. Once you know how to do that, all these songs just spring to mind. All the same chords, by the way. You know, I could sit here for a day and a half singing songs around those same chords of Folsom, whatever, Prison Blues. Okay, so we could do it like that, or we could do like a little flick. So it's hot. Imagine that the you're using your thumb as a downstroke of the plaque, and then the finger for the little flick. So that gives you a little bit more control if you struggle to do it everything with the plectrum. All right, so I've given you 3 ways of doing that. All right, so we had a look at that. I'm going to get to your questions in a minute. I'm giving you time to get them into me. Okay, now it's not going to be a long session if you don't ask questions. All right, because otherwise you'll just get me bleating on about nothing. So get those questions in. What else did we do? We did Waterloo Sunset. And this version I did is pretty unique. I can't play it now because I'll have to refer to my own notes. I always write stuff out like this, you see. And what I did is I put there's a bass line. Let me just check my notes. See, I do them for myself. So what have we got? Where did it go then? That was it. I wanted to get that bass line. Now on the record, of course, Ray Davis, he just plays the B7th chord, and the bass guitar does the rundown, and Dave Davis just goes. So we wanted to try, or I wanted to try and encapsulate, it's a good word, all those three different parts. So I sort of did it like this. Dirty old river, and so on, and it worked well. So that's what we did on that one. So have a look at that. As I say, the idiot-proof stuff, well, I've just proved I do it for me. All right, it's a thing I designed for myself, which, you know, you can, and if you download these things, you can always share them to whoever you want. I don't care. Once you've got it, you can do what the hell you want with it. I'm not bothered. Just use it, you know, that's the main thing. Then we did, we got Oasis on tour, haven't we, at the moment? You know, the English band Oasis, they've made a big comeback again. They never really went out of fashion, but they're back again with a bang, because they're touring. And we did, I did Wonderwall. Now Wonderwall is based around the chords that you may have seen me. It's interesting, this actually. I did. I want you to pay particular attention to these shapes. Okay, it's not Wonderwall, but you'll see why I'm referring to it. Oops. Look at the shapes. Okay, so in this song, I was using that chord, I was using that one, I was using that one, and then eventually it will go to a C, right? Not a C9, a C. Now in Wonderwall, same chords, isn't it? But what makes the song interesting, and it is a good song, it's a great song, is the strumming pattern. Everybody that tries to learn this struggles with the strumming pattern, because the chords don't naturally fall on the first beat of the bar. Sometimes, for example, if you look at the diagram, if you've had a go at this, if you haven't, go back and have a look at it. It's one of the last ones I did. You know, you've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So we've got the first beat of the next bar on the same, you know, on the same chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and the and 1 of the next bar's on that chord. All right, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Sorry, 1. I did it right then. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But the way I do it is once I've looked at these things and analysed them, and I've written it out for you like this, so you can't mess it up. But it really is. You know, the darkened arrows are the ones where you come down heavier. But you'll notice that every single beat, if you watch my hand, bum bum ba da ba dum dum da da ba dum dum da ba 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 ba. You'll notice the hand, and this is the trick to strumming. It never stops moving. That's the key to strumming properly. Keep the hand moving. Don't take my word for it. When you watch these guys on TV, turn the volume off and just watch their hand. You might see a little bit more weight going on, which is why some of these arrows are darker. You know, the way I always think about it is, imagine, I always liken it to a drawing, you know, pencil drawing. If you want to give it a 3-dimensional effect, you'll give it a bit more weight on your pencil, or you'll rub it off, and it gives it that sort of light and shade. Well, it's the same with music, dynamics, as they say. Some bits are all it means is you play some bits quieter than others, and it gives it that thing. But more often than not, the hand is always moving. Okay. What you don't want to do is listen to Wonderwall, for example, and go like this. Okay, we don't want to do that. It's silly, very silly. Lynn's back with her hat on. Do you want to show people your hat? There it is. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Deb. Cheers, Deb. Where is she? Where's our Deb?
Oh, inside.
Deb's one of my lovely students that I do on Zoom. Don't forget, I do live. If all these people are, I never plug this enough. People say, why don't you mention it more? Well, I don't like to, hassle you. But if you want a Zoom lesson, if you live in America, because I do a few in America, I do a few on a Monday, don't I, from the States, or Australia, do them in Australia, or whatever. Don't matter where you live. You do a Zoom lesson. Just get in touch with me and we'll do it. And then that way I can do exactly what you want. It's just me and you. Like I'm talking to you now. Only it's you and me. And we're there for an hour and a bit, or whatever it is. Right, I'm going to just carry on with this, and then I'm going to get to the questions in a sec. Now this is one of my favourite Simon and Garfunkel songs. It's also one of the easiest ones to pick, one of the easiest ones to learn when you're trying to learn how to pick, and certainly one of the most impressive ones. Okay, we put a little capo at the 4th fret. Okay, and we can do this with just one finger and a thumb. Okay, well, just watch this. All I'm going to do, I'm going to move these 3 fingers. Imagine you're playing C. I'm just going to move these fingers up and down here like this. Okay, with a little bit of jiggery pokery. So watch this. You ready? Oh, that was Lynn. That was your fault. Out of tune. Whatever it was. I'm trying to roll it with weird. Anyway, we did Bookends. Now that's a beautiful one. Nice, so easy to play, and it works brilliantly as either, just as an instrumental, as I just did, or with the vocal. All right, so we did that one. And I did another one. I did one for my Patreon subscribers. I always do special videos for the Patreon subscribers, and the one I did was showing them how I actually was from scratch before it even started working out that Waterloo Sunset, the process of thinking, right, this is what I'm going to do. Where do I start? How do I start doing it? So they were watching me trying to figure out how to put the bass line in, and and there's lots of stuff on Patreon, by the way, lots of behind the scenes stuff of studio work. I was making this, well, you've seen me mentioning this before, but it covers me making this album, Puncture the Moon, which is the last album that I made. And a video that my dear son, Sam, made for me. Great animator, Sam, great writer. He might be watching this. Probably isn't, but he might be, you know. He did a great video for it, which has had about 45,000 views up to now, which is good, with a song called, what's it called? So There Was I. I think I must be the only writer of a song that's managed to get the words horse chestnut tree in them. I think I was with one of my students and we were having a debate about it, and I was saying, well, you write about, they were asking me how to write songs. I said, well, you write about anything. And I planted a couple of conkers, you know, little horse chestnuts, as they, in my in the garden, in our garden. One for Sam and one for Alan, my eldest son, who was a great guitar player. And they're big now, these trees. And I would say, for example, you could sing about a tree, and they would say, no, bollocks, you can't do that. I said, you can. Anyway, I wrote that song, and I included, just to prove a point, the line about the horse chestnut tree and the rest of the stuff. And incidentally, talking about the horse chestnut tree, it's quite important that I point this out, because people are wondering what the cover's about. There's the tree. Every little image on here, every single one, even this fellow here, that's puncturing the moon, even this fellow is related to in every single song. Everything on that cover is You've got to read the words, otherwise you wonder what's going on. That's what makes it. I used to. This is why I like vinyl. You can read what's going on. You can read the stuff. You know, CDs were alright, but I used to get. You know, you try and get the bloody booklet out, and it would rip and all this. And then when you did get it out, you need a bloody magnifying glass to just see what the hell it was about. It was a joke. Right, let's have a look at some of these questions. I'm going to go right to the beginning. Ding, 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 ding. Right the way to the top, and we have. Last one before Christmas. I've got our Sam saying my old man is doing a live stream. Thank you, Sam. So I put a little old man face. What do we got? Where are we? Hello from New Jersey. Hello, John from New Jersey. What else have we got? Greetings for BC. Where's BC? I'm showing me ignorance now, aren't I? Even all from Western Canada. I love all this. You know, I love the fact that people from all over the place, brilliant, love it. Season's greetings, thanks for the uploads. Good evening, Rob and Lynn from Mary George. You know, what else have we got? Brandon's in here. Hi, Brandon. You're about the same age as my dad. That's not good, is it? Hey, thank you for pointing that out, man. You know, what does he say? You're about as old as my dad, and he's still a young man. You see, I'm young in the head. I've got the body of my age, right? But I've got the brain of a toddler. You know, I just have. You know, I just can't help. I mean, I've never had a proper. The reason I've managed to survive 50 years in the music business, which I hope we're going to talk about, is because nobody would have me doing anything else. The idea of having a proper job, you know, as in going to work for other people and having to wear a suit and all that stuff, I'd just fucking die, you know. So I couldn't do it. So what have we got? We got Caerphilly, great in Wales. Yeah, I love Wales. We're going to Wales next week, aren't we? We love Wales. We love Wales. We love the Welsh. California, season. That's going to be California. From Wales to California is what we want. Denver, Colorado. Here we go. That's cool. You know, evening Rob, evening Lynn. See, there's no show without Punch. As they say, they're not allowed to. They're not Punch and Judy anymore, can you? No, it's been banned here. Because a puppet, you see, we used to have Punch and Judy shows where the puppet Punch would, you know, as part of the thing, would hit Judy over the head or a crocodile with a stick. It was a joke, like. But they banned it in case people thought it was real. There we go. Where are we? Greetings from Colin in Reading, and a few years a lefty rookie, like your finger picking. Oh, good. Mr. Knopfler. Yeah, well, Knopfler. You know, these guitar players have different styles. You know, if you're going to play a Mark Knopfler song, you can't do it in the same style as you'd play like David Gilmour or, you know, Eric Clapton. Knopfler has his own style, and it's a bit like trying to forge a painting. If you're a forger, you might all be looking at the same landscape, these painters, but each artist has a different way of applying the paint and holding the brush. And music's the same. If you're trying to play something by a particular guitar player, you have to understand how he's doing it. And it's not the only time you're on safe ground is if you can play classical, because they tend to play in a similar way because they're taught the same way. You know, classical players are classically trained and they have an orthodox way of doing it, whereas other players like me and everybody else, we tend to sort of, you know, develop our own styles. Although with classical playing, which I really like, that's why it's important that you use the right fingers. Otherwise you'll never play classical stuff if you want to do it, or you'll never be able to use all your fingers in the right way if you don't learn how to use them properly. It's a tad quiet, says Betsy.
No,
Betsy, turn your hearing aid up. Oh, was that ages ago?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the guitar. Okay, sounds better. There we go. Oh, sorry, it's been turned up. I went back, didn't I? Thanks for the tea and coffee thing there, Deb Porter. Thank you for that. What else have we got? I don't have any Christmas trees, but I do have more guitars than I can see in the vid. Guitar is for life, not just for Christmas. I've got a good guitar. I want to show you in a minute. You know, I'm tempted to go and buy it. It's sitting behind me now. It's a beautiful thing. You know, Lynn's just give me a dirty look. Well, Mr. Fennah, I have to cut this short. Just wanted to pop in and wish you a Merry Christmas. Oh, thank you very much, Brandon. You're a good man. What else have we got? Sounding good. I've done any questions yet. My right hand refuses to let me finger pick properly. Thumb wants to do everything. Should we have a little look at that one? It is a question. Lynn's got some here. Would you
Oh,
like?
no, that's where it starts.
Okay, so that's where we start. Okay, so what you want to do? Let's assume we're gonna put your thumb. Just, I'll take this cap off. Keep your thumb where it is, and just now don't let it do anything. And even it's weird when you don't want it because it's part of the rhythm, isn't it, with the thumb? But just leave it there, park it somewhere. And now there's a good, I do a track, tune this in. A little bluesy thing. I'm only using a pickup so you can see it because it keep going out of shot, you know. Now, the thumb, again, it's like a bit of a Travis picking thing. You've seen me doing this, I've taught this one. It goes like this. I'll have to cross my legs so you can see it. Now, it's a relatively, again, using the same chords as Folsom Prison Blues. Now, the reason I mention that one, the thumb, it trains the thumb just to do. Now, the hard thing, while the thumb's doing that, the one finger, because we only use one finger in this, because Travis picking is named after, it's not about, Travis picking is not really using all the fingers. It's been, you know, that word has been hijacked. It's Travis picking is named after a gentleman called Merle Travis, who played with one finger. Okay, similar to what I've just done, you know. But everybody refers to Travis picking now as sort of like, you know. But really it isn't. But even I refer to it now because, you know, it's a bit like rhythm and blues, R&B. R&B used to mean rhythm and blues, didn't it? And now it means some guy rapping, you know, with his trousers falling down while he's pointing at you. You know, that's what R&B means now, you know. Or somebody's waving their booty in your face while you're trying to eat your tea, you know. So words get hijacked or changed, you know. And Travis picking is one of them. So anyway, to the point. When you're doing this, it's a little bit called, I think I called it blues picking, all right? And it's lovely because there's only 3 chords in it, E, A, and the B7th. Now, the tricky bit is to play the tune, which is this. You know, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and again. Now that's easy enough, so let's just park that finger for a minute. Your thumb, whilst that is playing, is just going to play on the main beats of the bar. The 1s, the 2s, the 3s and the 4s. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you can do that, can't you? That's easy enough as well. So one more time. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and, okay, that's what that's doing. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, the 4 comes on that one. Put them together though, that's where it gets a bit tricky. it slowly. Can you see? And 1 and 2, and look at the thumb, and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now what you've got to be careful of with this, and I'm doing this in order to answer the question about trying to train your thumb so it doesn't go all over the place. You know, you don't want to do this, which is the first thing that most people do. You know, the thumb wants to follow the fingers, but this is a great one to do in order to train your thumb not to go playing what the fingers are doing. So give that one a go, my friend. Give that one a go, and that should try and help you. Okay, GTB. That was a question from GTB. What else we got? I can't get Roy Clark's Malaguena right. Which one do I do? Is Roy the one that is he the guy that sits in the desert? Is that him? You know, I know that the most popular one for Malaguena is the guy that's sort of where's it go? I've forgotten it. What are my notes? Oh, I've got it. It's that one, isn't it? Have I done that one? I think I have, haven't I, Malaguena?
I think so.
I think I did it. Have a look at the paperwork. I'm going to have a look at the paperwork because, as you can see, I've just cocked it up. So I will, if I ever have to go over these things, I can't remember them all. I can remember most of them, but I'll have to revisit it. If it's the guy in the desert who did it, he's not playing it live, by the way. He's miming it, but he plays it well. I like it. I think I like his version. It's lovely, you know. Which is the one I think I used as a template because it was the reason it's the most popular one on YouTube, I think. So if it's him, go and have a look at the paperwork and you'll get it right. Folsom Beatles Blues. What else have we got? I have a question for fingerstyle work. Would you recommend using a nylon instead of metal string? Again, who's this question off? It's off Steve Foster. Steve. It's all depending on what it is you'll want to play. So if you're going to do, Simon and Garfunkel stuff, what is it? Thanks for your Never Going Back Again tutorial. Okay, so if you're looking at Never Going Back Again, for example, so I'd add a unique way of tuning this in instead of having to break your fingers doing it. Play all the same notes. Let me just check the tune. Mind your head off. You took your eye out then. Jesus. Now I reckon this is probably the trickiest pick of them all, and I'll explain to you why. Good question, and this is a great, again, chords in this so simple. There's one, there's the other one, and the other one. Oh, where are we? We'll get to them in a minute. Bit out of tune down there. So, Never Going Back Again. The slightly sharpened second string. So, again, what's the thumb doing in Never Going Back Again? If I slow it down, you've got the thumb. way to get the pick on that one, again, going right the way back to that little thing we did before about the fingers, everything to do with Mr. Buckingham. There's a part in the track which is really tricky to play. It's like a little triplet thing. He learned how to play banjo first, I think, and he uses what are called banjo rolls, you know. But once you know what it is, when you see it in tablature, it just looks like a big blurge of mess. Okay, so the way I've done it, I've said, well, can you do this with one thing, with your thumb, just going from 5 to 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. See the way I'm staying on the main notes, main beats of the bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Well, you can do that. What's the shape? It's like an A7 shape move to there. That's all you're going to do. This is the hardest bit of the track, by the way. And what are these fingers going to do? I want you to say this. You're going to. There's the shape. Starting with the first finger, you're going to sort of go from 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in that order, and you're going to count it like this: 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's 2 bars there. What does that mean? Well, I went to 4 twice. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now with that in mind, the thumb is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if I put those bits together now, okay, this is when it gets tricky. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And the next layer of information when you've got that is pulling another ding, ding, ding. So I'm putting a bit more weight. If I was writing this out, I'd make those arrows probably slightly darker. So when I was practicing this, yeah, you can pass it when you're watching TV so you don't get on anyone's nerves. And eventually you'll get it. Okay, so that's that one. I've just put my guitar miles out of tune now, which is a pain in the arse, and a lot of pain in the butt for all my American friends. What else have we got? Betsy. Why do most Christmas songs have so many effing chords?
Freaking.
Oh, freaking chords. Oh, yes, it must be freaking chords.
Kind of
Well, they don't. Beck, I'm going to prove you wrong now. Sorry, Beck. One of the most famous Christmas songs. What is it? What kind of capo is that? This one. This is a capo that one of my students accidentally left at my house, and it's called I think it's a G7th. Okay, so I shouldn't have said that because I've had it for a while now. It's a great capo actually. It's very, very good. They're good. What other ones have I got? The other ones are good. The ones that you with a spring on, they're shit. Don't buy them. Buy the ones with like a little thing at the back that you can tighten it up, because the other ones, you know, they're no good. Right, so where are we? Where's that question? Christmas songs. The best Christmas song, or one of the ones in England, one of the most successful ones in the last 30 years, is Last Christmas by George Michael. Now, I did a video on this, which you can do with a ukulele or a guitar. Was that one? What are the chords? Well, if you're on a ukulele, F, and I'm putting the little to give it that sort of thingy. We've got a D minor, we've got a G minor, which is, and a C. Now you can play it on a guitar. You can play. There's a video. I did a video. I was going to if I get asked to do them, I was going to repost them, but I did Last Christmas on the, I think I did them last year. I don't know how many views. I don't know whether they got that many, so sorry, I'm not going to repeat it. But if you want me to, I'll go and have a look back. Last Christmas, you'll find it. And I also did Slade's Merry Christmas, Everybody. Sorry, somebody's messaged me here. Oh, hang on. Hold on. What is this? Forgive me. I think it's off my dear aunt. And I'm going to turn Herbie. Are you still into T-Rex? When I first, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, T-Rex. They're my main thing. My main thing. What have we got here? Rob, I can't read your thing.
Thanks for all your lessons and advice going forward. Part 3 classical gas.
Okay, yeah, classical gas, gosh. I'll do it.
Overdue.
What I'm going to do with classical gas, I did part 1. Because classical gas is a weird one. Again, it's played, so many people play it differently. The guy that, Mason Williams, the original version, it features an orchestra and all that sort of stuff, which is beautiful. And it fills in a lot of gaps, the orchestra. When you see people like Tommy Emmanuel playing it, or me playing it, we sort of slightly, you know, I try to, I find it difficult to leave gaps in the rhythm where the orchestra plays, you know. So I put that, I try to fill them in. And I did part 1 and part 2, mainly to see if people were interested in, because whenever I put anything up that's pretty difficult or looks difficult, I never get many views on it. And it's like, well, if they're not interested in trying to do it, then there's no point spending all the time trying to write it out, you know, because it takes ages, you know. But I will do part 3. In fact, what I might do is I might redo the whole thing again, so it's all in one lesson, because rather than go part 1, part 2, part 3, I'll do the whole thing again. I will do it. I'll probably do it early in the new year. I might try and get it together over Christmas, but yes, I'll do that one. We've got Rob, thanks for the great channel and all the great paperwork. Also great insight into the studio work on Patreon. Yeah, very welcome. Suggestions for the song, Kathy's song by Simon and Garfunkel, great finger picking. Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful one. Oh, Brian, thanks for the 20 quid donation. That will buy some, that will not only buy some coffee and biscuits, that will buy some mince pies as well, okay, and some shortbread. Thank you very much, mate. You're very much appreciated. Thank you. Lynn's shuffling away here, shufflingly. We got Barry R. Oh, Barry R. Thank you, Barry. We've done again to the 10 quid to the biscuit fund. What comes first, lyrics on the chords? Oh, donuts. It's a donut donation. See that? See where I did that? It's a donut donation. Note the alliteration. Right. Yeah. The question is, what comes first, the lyrics or the chords? Well, usually, it's in. If you're talking about songwriting, it's in 3 bits. You'd have the chords. Say, for example, you're doing it. I'll show you. So say for something. I'll tune this in again. Say you were, let's look at a couple of simple chord progressions. Say an A minor, and then an E minor, and then like D minor. So, and you can't get much easier than that. So what? Say you're messing around with anything. Well, you know, melody-wise, don't think about lyrics yet. Think of tune. What tune could I put to that? So, for example, da da da. Da da da, da 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 da, da da da, da da da, da da da. And then you try and, oh, for example, I'm just making these little things up as I'm going along. So, da da da, da da da, dee da da da, la da da, da da da. It's all the same. I mean, that sort of, that line comes at the end. Why would I think of that? I don't know. It just seems to fit with those. It's all the same to me. Well, yeah. Lynn said it sounds like all kinds of everything. No, that is all kinds of everything. Remind me of you. No, it's nothing like all kinds of everything. It's like a different bloody thing. So, but I know what you mean. Thank you for that timely interjection. But think the words will present themselves once you've got the tune, and you will find a line that the words will just sort of come in, and they sort of fit perfectly. Like, for example, in my head, that little line, it's all the same to me, and then your job then is, as a lyricist, is what's all the same to you, and then you try and write a story based on around it, and then, you know, and so you'll go on and you'll try and, you know, develop it in that way. So chord pattern first, melody, which is the most important thing, you know, that should come second. Fiddle around, you know, and don't overcomplicate the chords. Like the lady asked about the complicated chords. The best songs that you know are always the simplest. You know, Eleanor Rigby really just has 2 chords in it. You know, I did a track on my last album called Inside the Arena. It sounds like a big dramatic thing going on. It's got 2 chords in it. It's got a little, you know, these are the 2 chords in it for those people who've heard the song. You've heard me playing, and so the name, an A and a D minor, and that's all the way through. Now what I did is I put a little and I'll play the same chords in a different way, and then I'll bring guitars in, but the key to the song is finding various melodies, different melodies to sit over the same chord pattern. The best example of that, I'm going to use this as an example. Yeah, now, Paul McCartney, you know why Paul McCartney is a genius, and he really is. He took a couple of chords. Let me just think. Let's see. E minor and F major 7th. Okay. Now he used those 3 chords. Now you'll probably recognise the thing. Now what he did, he sort of had his chords, and he thought, well, I'll put a bass to that. Okay, so we know it's silly love songs. So what did he do then? Well, he think, well, I'm going to write. I'm not going to use any more chords. I'm going to just stick with what I've got. So the first part of the song. You think the people would have had enough of silly love songs? This is his verse. I look around me and I see it isn't so. So he did that, and he thought, well, that's great. What else can I do? I love you. Same. It's the chorus. I love you. And then he did another melody over the same chorus. I just can't explain the feeling that you see. See, can't you see? You gave me more, you gave me all to me. I can't get the voice, it's too high. But you see what I mean? And then he did another one. How can I tell you about my loved one? How can I tell you about my loved one? And just when you think he couldn't do any more with those 3 chords, he put in a brass section and went. And he's using 3 chords, but when you listen to the record and you put it all together, it sounds like this, you know, he's playing all tons more. He's not. He's using the same 3 simple chords and writing different melodies, and then at the end of that particular song, which was beautiful, he brought them all together so they're all colliding with one another in the most beautiful way. You know, that's musical genius for you, okay? It's keeping it simple, all right? If you can't have complicated chord progressions, you can't write complicated melodies over the top. What you can do, I mean, John Lennon used to write in a different way. He would have more chords in his stuff, but his melodies were quite monotonal, as in, you know, for example, when I wake up early and he'd keep his you know, the chords are undulating underneath, the melody would tend to be a bit more static. That can work well as well. Right, so Arlen's pointing again. Thanks, Deck, for the €10 thing. Thank you very much. Greetings from Dublin, beautiful city. I'm getting a 12 string for Christmas. Any chance of doing a lesson if need? Of course. You know, as I say, I do things online. You know, online all the time. Do loads on the 12 string. I love the 12 string. Beautiful instrument. Yeah, we can do all that. RobFennah.com. Is that how you do it? Or is it RobFennah at Gmail?
Well, you can do that one.
Yeah. RobFennah1 at Gmail, you can get hold of me. But RobFennah1, obviously, not 2 or 3. RobFennah1 at Gmail. You know, we're at RevRead.com. Or RobFennah, yeah. .com, which is their website, but do the email, you know, and I'll get back to you. And any questions, you know, just get in touch. Craig, thanks Craig for the £5 there for some more donuts. I'm going to be putting weight on over Crimbo. A Merry Christmas, thanks for all the lessons. You're very welcome. What's that on? And the live, yeah. Oh, the live streams, yeah. I can't read Lynn's writing. I'm not illiterate. I just can't read her bloody writing. Just a little something to keep the tea and biscuits coming. That's great. Yeah. Oh, we got another page. So we haven't had, I tell you what, we haven't had any music business questions, have we? Where's our Steve? It's Mr. Ward. Mr. Ward is back from his travels. One of my wonderful students. Yeah, we will. Steve comes to me personally, don't you, Steve? Yeah, that'll be good. I'll see you in the week, this week, before we go to Wales. What about these other ones? We've got Frank. I can't bar with my little finger, no matter how I try. It's annoying. Well, do you use your? I can't bar with me third finger. That's the one you're supposed to use. Frank, I can do it with that one, but I can't do it with that one, and that's really the one you're supposed to use. But then again, Django Reinhardt, he only had 2 fingers. The other 2 were burnt off. He only had that. And it didn't stop him playing some of the best guitar in the world, did it? So, you know, you'll get it. You just got to keep at it. You'll find ways of doing it. When you're barring, a little tip on this. If you're playing rock, you tend to do all downstrokes. So if you can't bar, just do power chords. Or classical players would do it like that. Here I stand. Yeah. Now, I was going to show my friends an interesting guitar. This one. Where are we? I've got to use a strap for this because it's a funny shape. It's called a Vox Apache. We know it's an Apache because it's got like a little. I don't like that. It looks silly. A little aeroplane. But you'll have seen, like, you know, people like Brian Jones play Vox guitars, and you know, some great bands use Vox guitars, and this is one of the classic shapes. But this is quite a novel. It is a novelty guitar. All right, I bought this. Well, I bought one. This belongs to a student of mine, Brian, good mate of mine, and but I bought one and I gave it to my nephew. So I'm borrowing this one to show you what it is. You may have seen me using this before. What's interesting about it is it's got speakers clearly. So I'm not going to plug it into an amp because the whole idea is to show you what it can do without an amp. So if I turn it on here, a bit of distortion. It's got a distortion thing. What makes it unique is this button here. Cool. What else can we play with it? Slow it down. Bit more volume. great though. You can do this. It's got all sorts of different.
Don't fear the reaper. Did you do that on that?
Did I do it on it?
Well, that's what he said. I think you did.
You could do Don't Fear the Reaper on it.
I think you've done it.
I did that one on it, and, but it's cool, isn't it? What else have we got? What's the matter with the clothes? No, that's cool. It's manic, innit? Ooh, disco. Funk. It's great. What was that other one? Yeah, cool. Anyway, it's a great little guitar. I mean, if you were, it's just not plugged into anything. Speakers. What else can we play on it? Give us another one. What's this? I love this song. Okay. So. It's for my Welsh friends. Yeah, Mannix. So, a bit fast. Oops. Is that right? That's it. I wish I had a bird. I don't know the words. Oh. Great song. Anyway. A Vox Apache. Alright, this is off BHK 7777. Thanks for that donation to the Tea and Coffee Fund. Da, 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 da. And off Mike. Who's Mike?
Yeah.
There's Mike. Where are we up to on here?
Well, much further on than that.
Are we? Yeah, well, then you do this. You do it. I can't
Okay,
do it.
Can you do that one?
Yeah. Which one?
Another.
Oh, thanks, Deb.
Brilliant explanation. Oh, and flow.
And Flo. From Florence, my French friend. You know, what did she say? I love your expressive face. Well, you know. Should we do the 5 faces of chords thing? Should we do that? I have a face, right? It's important, this. It's important because when my brother and I, when we have to write, we did a lot, sound like Cilla Black, right? We did a lot of music for TV, you know, and all sorts of different programs. And they would give you, you know, the producers would just give you a very rough brief. They wouldn't, you know, they wouldn't go into detail. They'd say, it's like this, it's like that, it's like, you know, whatever. And say, for example, that the theme was quite a sad theme, for example, you know. Or if it was, let's start with a happy theme. If it was a happy theme, you'd use, you know, a nice happy major chord. Hey, it's Christmas. No work tomorrow. major chords are happy. Okay. If it was a sad theme, then of course you would play a sad chord. I'll stick with the A key of A, but with A minor. Oh shit. I thought they were going to win tonight and they lost. What's going on? You know, sad. Happy. Sad. Major, minor. Very important. One note different, but huge difference in the whole feel. Major. Flatten that note. As in, take it down one fret. Everything changes. Everything changes. Okay? It's gone from sunshine to rain. See that whistling? That's that there. No, it's that. That guitar, look.
Oh,
See that one behind you?
that's my fault because.
We got a whistle going. It's that guitar, left it on. That's it. Yeah. So major, minor. Then you've got a seventh chord. Now seventh chords to me will sound a little bit sneaky, you know, like sort of. You can't pull the wool over my eyes, mate. You know. I know what you're up to. You can't get one over on me. This is where the expressive faces come in through, you know. You know. Then you get your. This is one of my favourites. It's a major seventh, and you know, and I mean this with the utmost respect. I do. But you know the way you're walking down the street and you see somebody and they're always, you know, the sort of vacant isn't the word I'm looking for, but they sort of walk around as if they don't really know what's going on. You know, they just haven't got a care in the world, sort of like glassy eyes, sort of, you know, sort of, usually with a mouth like yeah, you know, but that's what that's what that major seven reminds me of. It's more about the eye, you know, and then I'm going to get in trouble for doing this, and then you've got what's called a minor ninth. Now I use the minor ninth all the time. And what it is this is a skill. I use this in loads of songs, including Concertina Ballerina, the one that you've just heard at the beginning of this thing. And instead of playing just a normal minor chord like that, and then to an E minor, like that, you play a ninth, and it's got like that sort of, what the hell, you know, that sort of clown under the bed feel. What the hell was that? You know. And the great, you know, so an A minor. You know, so instead of just, it sounds quite folky, you know. You get a whole different feel, you know, and then with that, again, going back to songwriting, with that different feel, you say, oh, what can I do with that? What does that remind you of? You know, if it's a bit fairgroundy, a bit clown under the beddy, so you write stuff like we did with Concertina, like Alan and I did with Concertina Ballerina, and getting 500,000 plus streams a month now on TikTok. All the kids are doing thousands of little videos. Apparently, I don't know how it works, but they all do little videos using the music, and it's one of the biggest ones on TikTok now, which is great. So I'm down with the kids again, which is cool. What have we got here? Thanks, Eddie, for filling our evenings with great videos. Oh, you're very welcome. We'll be adding, I believe. Oh, now I believe in Father Christmas. Is that thingy?
Greg.
Yeah, it was a Greg Lake.
Sorry, Greg Lake.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to do that on a 12 string because I've done it. I haven't done it on here, but I will do it. It's a beautiful song. Yeah, that's a great suggestion, Eddie. And as you've kindly donated £11.99 to the Rob and Lynn
Euro.
Biscuit and Thingy Fund, Euro, is it Euros?
Yeah.
Then I will happily we'll make a note of that one for, you know, and we'll get that one done. I'll try and get it done early in the new year, that one, because it is a great song. So Frank, we've done that one. I've done Frank. I can't do barcodes. We've had a look at that one. Also, in the studio, do you use your own chart sheets? Well, yeah. I mean, what I'll do is, I mean, clearly, My songs, I don't play anybody else's stuff. Everything I record, it's always original music. It always has been. You know, I've only ever done one cover song with Brother Al, and that was we did a version of Across the Universe. That was the only time we did it. We've never done any covers. We used to do a couple live. You know, maybe an odd Bowie song, an obscure Bowie song, like Quicksand or Life on Mars, because it's quite unique to see those played on one guitar. But we've never recorded other people's stuff. We always write and produce our own music, always have done. That's why we're still here 50 years later, because if we were to do covers, you don't get anywhere. You don't make money out of singing everybody else's stuff. Bus Stop, the Hollies. Bus Stop, I don't know that one. I'll learn it. Bus Stop, who wrote that? What's her name? Who wrote it? Graham Gouldman wrote it. Sorry, I'm going to have a sip of my lemon and ginger tea, which has now gone cold.
Okay.
It wasn't a hint. You see the way you assumed, and I was saying,
No.
what are the chances, like, or what?
It's not really.
No. What's a good way of learning the notes on the guitar neck? Well, why would you want to learn all the notes on the guitar neck? I'm having a conversation with you. You need to know what the key you're in. Look, please listen to this. It's important. When I'm having a conversation, or you're having a conversation, are you thinking of every letter that makes up every word that you say? Of course you're not. So, you know, all we need to know is what the conversation's about, and then, you know, we don't need to know all the letters. Half the time we don't know how to spell most of the words that we say. We all know that. We don't. But what is important is you need to know what key you're in. That is important. So say, for example, you've got 3 dots on your guitar, right? 3 dots. Usually, sometimes they have one here. We normally know what E and F are because we have trouble playing F, E, major, F. The 3 dots, girls, G, A and B, boys, girls and boys, all right? Girls and boys. And you can easily stumble your way to the end. B, there's nothing between B and C. Why? Don't know, don't care. B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. It's important you know what key you're in. So if somebody says to me, G flat, G, what does flat mean? Lower. Somebody said F sharp, F, what does sharp mean? Higher. Isn't that the same? Yes. Why? Don't know, don't care. Don't know, don't care. F sharp, G flat minor, F sharp minor. Don't care. Just as long as you know where you are, where you are on the neck. So no, you don't need to know all the notes on the neck. You know, you need to know what the key is, and you need, if you're playing solos, you need to know where your starting point is, your reference point. I did a video. One of my most successful videos is called "The Only Scale You Really Need to Know," which is at about 300,000 views in the last 6-7 months, whatever it is. Go and have a look at that, because minor finger, major finger. I won't go any more to detail. Just go and have a look at it, and it will solve all that stuff. Thanks, Vic. It must be, these must be Christmas bonuses, these, mustn't they? Oh, you're very kind. You do know that. Lynn and I are going to be really fat by the end of this. Thanks very much, Vic, for the $15 donation to the. I think it's a turkey fund now, isn't it?
It's getting that one.
It is, isn't it? It's like we can get a little hamper going with everything that's going on. Yeah. So what other questions have we got? Caged. You know what the cage system is? Is that a question? Are you asking a question about the caged system? Thanks, Beth. Yeah. That's it. Now, what does this mean, caged? Are you asking what it means? This is from Joseph. Joseph, are you asking what it means, Joe? Get in touch with us. Again, tell us what you mean. Okay? That's all you got to do, because you know, you've written it out. I'm not sure whether you want me to answer a question on it. The only scale, that is a great lesson. It is a good lesson. It is a good lesson, because I think it took me by surprise on how popular it was. Because I discovered by accident that, you know, if I put my little finger where the main note is and played the pentatonic or the Aeolian scale that way, it was a major. And if I put my first finger on that note and played it that way, it was minor. And then really, that's all I really need to know. Because in Western music, that's enough. You can do whatever you want. Oh. Positions. Oh, well, the cage system for me, or you know, for those people, it sounds like a big fancy thing. All it means is, I'll have a quick look at this one. You know, cage. Think about it like this: it's just referring to the main guitar shapes that we all learn, like C, A, G, E, and D. Alright, so say one of your mates is playing the chord D, and you're in a band, and you want to play along, and he says, well, I don't want you to play the same D as me, find your own D. You could say, okay, well, I'll play the C shape, or the C chord. Now, this is the root note here, C. Wouldn't it be nice if I could just go C sharp D? Well, unfortunately, I've got to take this with it, which is the nut. Well, I can't do that, so my first finger, or the bar, all a bar is replacing this. So now, that is the chord D. It's the shape C, but it's the chord D. Now, most of us, if we were just playing something simple, we'd put a capo on there and happily just strum along. Classical player wouldn't, but most folk players and stuff would. Okay, so you've got two guitarists now. One's playing a D there, one's playing a D there. Then another one comes in, and he says, well, I want to join in. And you say, well, you're not playing these two shapes. We've already bagsied these. So he's going to play the A shape, but he needs to play the chord D. So A. So I always play my A like this, as you may have noticed. So A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D. So he's going to play that. The other player will do this, and the other player's doing this. So we've got all different inversions of the same thing using the cage system. So we've done C, we've done the A1, G, G, caged. So that's G. There's our root note G. How do we know how to play this? Use this shape to play the chord D. G, G sharp, A sharp, B, straight to C, C sharp, D. Okay, so what have we got? And then we got E. Lynn's yawning here. You know. Sorry if I'm keeping you awake. Okay. On E now. Okay.
Just trying to stifle.
Fucking falling asleep here.
Just trying to stifle it.
So we got E. So we normally play it like this. Our root note is this. Okay, E. Move it up. We have to put a bar to cover the nut. F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D. Okay. And then of course the last one, D. We did it there, didn't we? But you know, you can actually, if you're going to play an octave of it, you'd do this. So all it means is the inversions, the simple shapes moved up and down the neck. And of course you can do exactly the same, you know, with their minor positions as well. And that's all it means. It's just referring to the shapes. I did a lesson on the cage system. It was, I think it was masterclass number 8. I did. Have a look at those masterclasses. In fact, what I might as well tell you now, over Christmas and the New Year, on the Wednesdays, I've got to work on a load of new stuff. And I've got a lot of new subscribers, so I didn't thank you for joining me. So thank you to all my new subscribers. I'm going to repost all the masterclasses from 1 to 8, probably on a Wednesday while I'm working on all this new material I've got to get together for you, because I've got another 12 months and we want to try and get lots of new stuff done and lots of good stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing. Right, where are we up to now? It's off RN. Is that Hildy? Oh, thank you. Yeah, and the same. Merry Christmas to you too. Okay. A closer to a video. Oh, I'm glad you like the channel. What's that? Lynn's pointing. Where are we? Is this one here? Just getting into 7th chords. The B7 is proving tricky to transition. Yeah, let me show you how to transition B to B7. It's not a bit difficult. It is when you don't know. Now normally the two chords that you play with a B7 are E, as we know from Folsom, and A. Let's assume we're going from an E to a B7, okay? So there's our E major, which is relatively straightforward. Keep your second finger where it is. Move this first finger up one and this one down. Now that looks like a D7 shape, doesn't it? Which you should be used to playing. That's all you're going to do with it. So boink. And then your little finger, just whack that on the first string, second fret. So there we are, like that. So think about getting those two first. One up, one down. Think of it like that. One up, one down. One up, one down. And then this little finger, bring it in. Don't let this be wandering around doing what it wants. Now the key to playing a nice clean B7th, when you bring this in, you can either let your second finger ride above the string, thus, good word, mute the bass string. We can never have an open bass string playing with a B7, this sounds crap. So you either mute it with your thumb, or you mute it with your finger like that, or both. Okay? But if you want to be clever, you can actually get that finger and put it on the 5th and the 6th like this. But I would, when I play it, I mute it with my thumb and I mute it with my finger. As in, I just let this finger sit on top of the string rather than being down there. I do that, and that'll kill it. Now, if you're going from an A to a B7th, there's your A. Now, I always play my A like this, you know, and this is why, you'll see why. So I want to get to B7, I'm not sure of the shape. This finger here at the top will move up, this one will move down, and this one will plonk on there. So there we are, like that. Okay. If I'm doing it like that, I've got to move loads of fingers. I've got to go, you know, whereas this way, it's easier. All right. So there we are. Transitioning E, B7th, A, B7th. And practice little, you know, patterns, you know, when you're doing these things. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Alright, so there's that one. What else have we got? This one here. Now this guitar, somebody's just asked, is the Gibson. Are the Gibsons behind you yours? The red one is my son Al's. You know, I bought that for him some years ago. But he plays classical. He likes classical guitar, and he said rather than it just sit in its case, Father, you know, why don't you use it? I don't use that one much because it's still, you know, it's a 61 reissue. You know, they have the anniversary, so it's a nice guitar, and it's got the old traditional thing. It's a good guitar. But the one I'm very interested in, I've been offered this. I might buy this one. It's not mine yet, and it may not be. But this is a beautiful 335 Gibson, and I've just restrung it and. Beautiful. Don't let me down. I've just strung it up so it's a bit out of tune, but look at it, isn't it gorgeous? Lovely guitar. 335. See, Lynn's looking at me funny saying, don't even think about it, mate. You know.
Put it in front of you.
I know, it's good. I just love it. I just love guitars, you know. I just love them, you know, because I mean, I got a 1971 Telecaster, which you've seen me play, and I've had it since I was 15 when I first joined the group. Not one question about the music business. Obviously, nobody's interested. But you know, it's they appreciate and value these guitars, you know, and especially the older ones. But you know, they're not really worth anything to me because I'd never sell them, you know. So it doesn't matter what they're worth, you know. If you know, to replace it, you know, I would never ever. The idea of losing any of them, you know, is horrible. Because when I'm in the studio, every one has it. I mean, it looks like I have them. I don't just collect them. I use them all. I use different guitars for have different sounds. You know, I wouldn't buy another Telecaster because I've got one and it's a great one. I wouldn't buy another Strat because I've got one. You know, I've got a Les Paul, you know. I'll tell you what is a great guitar, this one here, this Ibanez. This one here, brilliant. Now this was the first electric guitar I brought my son out when he was about 15, and this is a great guitar. I love playing this one, you know, and it wasn't very expensive. I think I've done a couple of tutorials with it, but that's a great one. I'm going to drop it. Alright, so listen, what time is it? It's getting to the witchy now, I know. How's my cheese on toast getting on? What we got here? Nobody else explains case as simple, straightforward. Thank you, you're welcome. That's the thing, you know, nothing is complicated. Nothing is complicated. Some teachers, and I always found this at school, they always make things complicated. You know, just keep it, say it as it is. You know, you can always, you know, it's easy to complicate things, isn't it? But you know, just try and keep it simple, and then you can always go into the more detail once you know what you're doing. Thanks so much for Waterloo Sunset. I've learnt the riff to go with the lesson, my favourite song and one I can actually sing, but not the same time as playing. You'll get that. You will get it. You just got to keep doing it, keep going, you know. What else? Gallops on Apache is tricky. Let me show you the trick to getting past the gallops on Apache. You know, the gallops on Apache. First of all, you know, you've got the galloping bit here. Now, what you've got to do in your head, you're going to go down, down, up, down, down, up. Say it like that. Down. First one is a down, 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 up, 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 down, down, up. That rhythm in your head. Down, down, up, down, up. And then before you start whacking away at it, on the 5th and the 4th, down on the 5. That's the only down on the 5. Down, down, up, down, up. And everything else is on the 4th string. Now, a little thing is, when you're doing it, try and get your hand on the bridge. You know, so here. So you've got a little bit of, it should be on electric, of course. But do it slow. See, can you see what I'm doing? Down, down, up. I've got my hand on the bridge. Down. So, you know, imagine you don't want the pleck to be sticking out like this, like a big sticky out thing. What have I done? Sorry, I touched something. You want your pleck quite, you know, keep it quite close. It's a bit like if you don't, it's like trying to write a letter with a pencil like this, holding it this thing, and I'm wondering why everything's all messed up. Okay. Keep your pleck nice and so down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And when you've done that, get your 2 fingers on. But start slow. Down, and you've got to get the chant in your head. The down is on the 5. Down. Now watch my hands as I do it. Even though I'm missing a couple of ups out. Down. I'm still moving my pleck as if I was playing it. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. So even though I'm not playing the ups in certain places, down, see there? I'm still moving my pleck as if I was. Down, down, up, down. See, I missed it again, but I'm still moving the pleck. Down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. If I was to exaggerate that movement, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. What do you notice? The hand's still moving. Down, down, up, down, down, up. Narrow it down, up, down, down, up, down. Tuck it. So that's that one. So that's how you do it. Chant it in your head. If you can't play it in your head, you'll never get your hands to do it. All right? It's really important. Head first, hands second. I'm thinking about getting a nylon acoustic, a classical guitar. That will, well, I've got one here. Yeah, classical. I would. Classical is a beautiful way of doing it. You know, beautiful. How do you get your big break in the music business? Well, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, it's the first music biz question. Might as well answer it. We won a battle of the bands competition. We were about 15, and there were a couple of there were a couple of songwriters from London who were looking for a teen band that they could write for, and I was about 16, and they came up and they saw us and they said no, we weren't ready. And a year later they remembered us and came back again. And in the meantime, we just won this battle of the bands competition in Liverpool. You know, again, we were too young to be in the pubs and that, but we managed to get permission. We were all still at school, and we won this thing, and that brought us to the attention of these people again, and you know, they came and auditioned us again, and we signed to their production label, their production company, and then they signed us to RCA Records because they were just looking for somebody that was young, you know, because it was pop stuff. But what impressed them was that we could all actually play, because there were a lot of teen bands around at the time, but they weren't that good, you know, and they weren't, whereas we were, and that's the honest truth of it, you know. You know, and I was the last one to join the band. They'd already been playing. Pete Lay, Kev Roberts, and Les Smith, and they were brilliant. I remember seeing them for the first time when I was auditioned, because they auditioned me to join as a rhythm guitarist, and I was knocked out by how well they could play, you know. And I was fortunate enough to join them, and then we started. Now, what the company, our biggest break, I suppose, was the fact that we had a lot of big hits in Japan, and that record on the wall there, you know, one of a number of hits that we had, big ones, number ones, and that. And Peter and I, we'd written this song, which, you know, it was to advertise this Choco Flake. There's a TV commercial in Japan. We got 100 grand for doing this in 1977. Well, we never got it. I know that's what we earned doing it, so we thought we did it. We wrote the song, and then to our horror, they said, we need to see this dance routine you do with it. You know, now we were a bunch of like rock musicians from Liverpool, even though we were a pop band. We said, we don't dance, and we forget it, mate. We don't dance. And then they mentioned the fee, and then we thought, well, maybe we do a bit. So they got somebody in from a dance troupe called Pan's People, a big dance troupe in England, did Top of the Pops, and taught us this stupid little dance, which we had to do, and it was good fun actually. But the advert, if you put Buster Choco Flake ad, you'll laugh your head off, because you can see me doing all this with the thing. It's still embarrassing. I still won't watch it, but it's on there if you want to do it. It was good fun. And then from there we signed to when that group disbanded after we'd had about we were never out the top 6 over there. We were always we never left the charts in Japan. Germany we had biggies, yeah, but mainly Japan. And people forget Japan's the second biggest record market in the world outside America. And we headlined at the Budokan, you know, twice in one day, and it's a big place. The band that were on before us on the night before was Fleetwood Mac, you know. So we were big when we got there. We were on the NHK 10 o'clock news when we arrived. It was great fun. We didn't realise how big we were until after the event, you know. And even now things pop up on the bloody internet that I've never seen. Okay, semi-music boost. Is busking worth it these days? Did a bit of busking's great fun. Yeah, people who do busking, it's hard work, because you've got a load of dickheads wandering around now in town. You don't know who the hell they are, you know. So you got to be careful with what you're doing. But it's good. It's great. It's hard because it teaches you, you know, self-control for a start, but also trying to play with cold hands. I've never done any busking. The only time I did any busking was once with my brother Al and I. We were doing a gig at a big venue, a famous venue in London called the Rock Garden, and we were supporting. This was in the alternative radio days later on when we just signed to EMI, and we were supporting a great guitar player called Wilco Johnson, who was with Dr. Feelgood, and he was brilliant, you know. And when we'd set up, we went out to Covent Garden, which is where this club was, and we could see other little buskers in there. And I said to Alan, "I'll go and get the guitar and the bongos, because he's a percussion player." And I said, "We'll do some busking just for a laugh, see if we make any money, you know." And we did, and we made more money outside the gig than we did when we played in it. I swear to God, you know. And it was good fun, but it was a beautiful sunny day, you know. Have you ever seen that and they had cash and all, yeah, you know. I don't know how buskers do it now, because nobody's got any money. How often do I'm walking around with Lynn, and I'll see some busker, I think he's good, and I put my hand in my pocket and think, shit, I haven't got any, I haven't got any money, you know.
What were you going to say about Laurel and Hardy?
Well, Laurel and Hardy.
Oh, yeah. Below zero.
Below zero. That's what busking is really about. Where are we? And this is Jose. Thanks a lot from Spain. Oh, you're welcome. Brothers in Arms, Mark Knopfler with all the licks, and America by Simon Garfunkel with the licks also. Yeah, I do. I do. The one I like playing of Knopfler's is, which I've done a lesson on, is what's the one I did? Romeo and Juliet. That's a beautiful one. And America. I'll do a lesson on America because it's one again. It's one of my favourite Simon and Garfunkel songs. Beautiful, beautiful thing. But Paul Simon again, he's a genius when he comes in. He just very simple chords and he makes these most wonderful little riffs out of them. And when you realise what they are, you think, how did I think of that? You know, it's so simple, and you think, why didn't I think of it? You know, can you explain? Music doesn't start, and how is this affects the tune? Well, the melody doesn't necessarily start on beat one. For example, like Hey Jude, when you see Hey Jude Beatles song in a book, it'll have the chord F or whatever key it's in F. But the actual, imagine it was being counted in 1, 2, 3. Hey! So it starts on beat 4, doesn't it? But when you see it in a book, it'll have hey and the first chord over the word hey. So you will naturally, if you're starting to play, you'll go like this. You'll go, hey Jude. Sure, that doesn't sound right. I'll do it again. Hey Jude. That doesn't sound right either. I'll tell you what, I'm going to play the flute. Okay, when really it should be 1, 2, 3. Hey Jude. And the word Jude, that's on beat 1. All right. And sometimes you know timing on certain songs are awkward, and they don't necessarily come in on beat 1. Depends what song is, but bear that in mind. Often they'll come in beat 2. Oh shit! Can you Usis here freewheeling? Can you still do the dance? Only when I've fallen off a speeding bus, my friend. It was embarrassing. I remember we were doing it, and I remember saying to the lads, because they were as embarrassed as me, and I said, look, just pretend it's a dream. We did one on this boat it was on a boat on the River Thames. We did one there, and then we did one on the roof of some building, and then we did another one outside Hampton Court, and of course all these tourists were there, and we had to put these marks on the ground like X's, and said we had to do we had to do this dance. And it reminded me, I watched it the other night, the In-Betweeners, where they dance. Where they there's a film called The In-Betweeners, you got to watch it, where they're trying to impress these girls on the dance floor, and they dance across to them, and these girls are sitting at the table. And watching it the other day reminded me of that Choco Flake advert. But anyway, and what pisses me off the most, I only got £2,000 for that ad. I don't know where the rest of the money went. And the song that Peter and I wrote, we didn't get anything. It was a smash hit. It was number 3. Hey, bugger all. Yeah, look, Lynn's just put this up on her thing. You see that? Busted Choco Flip. No, don't do it. Yeah, look.
Let's bring it in.
Where? Oh, here we go. I'm not looking. They can find it themselves. Right. But anyway, all the back catalogue of that bus is up, by the way. You can find it on my site. Rob, if you want to know all the stuff that we've done. Oh, yeah. It's embarrassing. Huge busking community in Brighton. We did Brighton. We played at a place called, Steve Foster. We played at a place called the Zap Club, Steve. The Zap Club. It was right by the pier. We had a wonderful time there. It's great. I love it. Very pebbly beach, but it's so the Zap Club. Yeah, great town in Brighton. Right. Okay. So I think we've reached the end of the road now. I think we've. Have we had enough now?
Have you?
Well, I think they're pretty good people. I think it's time to get off. Now, before we go, we want to wish you all a wonderful, happy Christmas. Yeah, come in with me. Sitting there hiding. I want to wish you all a very happy Christmas. Lynn's got into the festive spirit. Lynn, you can sit on your top there, love. For fuck's sake. Have a bit of decorum. It's Christmas. You know what I mean? I don't know. Could have gone by to put a flower in there or something. Anyway, I want to wish you all a very happy Christmas and a very happy New Year. I'll be back with you again on Wednesday. What day is it on Wednesday? I'll be back with on
What
Wednesday.
day is it? On Wednesday?
On the day, yeah. No, I'll be back. There'll still be lessons on a Wednesday. I might start doing those, redoing the, the master classes, because a lot of questions have come up tonight relating to that. So I might do those. And in the meantime, I'm working hard to get a load of new stuff ready. And again, once again, thank you very much to my Patreon subscribers, because they do provide me with the time, because I do a lot of one-to-one lessons, as you know. Feel free to get in touch with me on robfenner1@gmail or robfenner.com, whichever's easiest, and we can sort out one-to-one lessons, anything particular you want to do. All right, so at that juncture, I'd like to say very, very happy Christmas and New Year, and I'll see you this Wednesday for another fun-packed lesson. All right.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everyone. Now, how do I turn this off?
You know.
I don't. Stop stream.